today? Let me know. Just say, a GIF. If you can put a GIF there, GIF. Just let me know how you are. I love to know, love to see what you say. So thank you for coming. We've got 4 tips for you, really easy tips to help you to live video and Zoom success. And I haven't seen you for a little while because I've not been feeling very well. But I've got a lovely lady called Karen Burge, I have to try and say her name right, to thank for this, for me actually going live, because she was encouraging us in her Facebook group earlier to just do it. If you don't feel up to it, you don't feel up to going on social media and doing anything, just do something. So I am here doing something, and I am testing out at the same time some new overlays that I've got. So I hope you like them and you'll like them in the show. So let's get on with the proper show. Do let me know how you are in the comments. It would be lovely to chat to you in there. And without further ado, let's get the intro going for the podcast. See you in a second.
This is the Thrive with Live show, the podcast where you can learn to go live with poise, professionalism, and peace of mind. Live video is the best free tool to win clients and grow your income and authority. So, if you want to ditch the overwhelm and confusion to skyrocket your online success through the dynamism of live video, then you are in the right place. This podcast covers all aspects, from your mindset, voice, style, and personal branding to all the technology and tools you need to get started and grow with live video. And now, here is your host, Katie Simpson.
So, I've got a Christmas theme for you today. So if you don't know me, I'm Katie Simpson. I help dynamic online business girls to look, sound and feel fantastic so that they can show their beautiful, unique face and voice with the joy and confidence that they really deserve. So 4 tips for live video and Zoom success. So here we go. The first tip, let me just bring up, I'm trying all new technology today. It's very exciting. So coming up, we've got, this is my live video success formula, LIVE. So we start with things about the lighting. So I've got some simple things to help you over that. And then the incline, the best angle for your camera, that's really important for live video success, to make you just, stand out from the crowd a little bit. These are just simple things that you can easily put in place without any overwhelm. There are some more advanced techniques that I'll just explain as well. Things you can do with your voice to help with your live videos, help you come across well, and things you can do with your eyes to make you look awake. It's so easy to if you get things just slightly not right, you can really look quite haggard and tired, and the eyes are so important. So we'll get on with that in a minute. So let's talk first of all about lighting. So lighting is, it can be extremely simple. You just use the light of the sun well. That can be your best lighting, not necessarily, but it can, if you use it well, it really can be your best form of lighting, because it's a soft light, it's a large light. So lights that are generally large and soft focused really help you to look good on video, to stand out on video, for people to notice you. It's not as important as the sound. The sound is more important. if you are struggling to hear somebody, maybe there's a whole load of noise or crackling in the background, maybe their computer is glitching a lot, and so it's choppy and changey, Zoom calls that you've been on like that. It's really hard not to turn off because you're just trying to work out what this person's saying. So the communication, isn't it, is really, really important. But lighting can just make somebody stop their scroll and make you just stand out, and it helps with the whole communication because our faces, we read all the signs in somebody's faces, don't we? So lighting is good. So what I use is just simple and pretty cheap. If you'd like to know what they are, I can give you a list to a link to my kit, my live video kit. But I have great big soft boxes, and if you are watching me, you can see that I'm just bringing one down without it hitting on my head. They're very cheap. They come on really good sturdy stands, and the whole kit comes in a bag, a zip up bag, and it's very light, so it's easy to carry around. I mean, it's a bit bulky, the bag is. If you were going on the train and things, I wouldn't have a load of other bags with you, but it's possible. It's not really heavy at all. They're really good. There are downsides to big softbox lights though. One being, if you've got really good quality ones, you can adjust the temperature of the lighting, which is really good to be able to do. And you can adjust the intensity of the lighting as well, which is also really, really helpful, because you don't want to look really washed out. If I bring it close to me, I look quite ghostly and washed out. So you don't want that. You want it to just be right. There are ways around it, like I'm using Ecamm Live at the moment to go live. That's why I can use overlays, and I can bring comments on the screen and all those sort of great things. I can actually change the temperature and zoom in and all that sort of thing within this program. And if you've got a webcam that has a downloadable program, and a number of them have that, you can adjust the temperature on that as well. There are other apps like Snap Camera. I think you can use that to adjust the temperature as well. But lighting is really important, but not as important as the actual communication. But it just helps with that, and it helps people to stop the scroll. So another really great form of lighting is a big ring light, a big quality ring light that, again, you can have those two things that you can adjust on it. I believe it's 18 inches. In America, you can buy one called the Diva ring light. Don't believe you can still get that in the UK, but there's a good company called Neewer, Neewer. And if you get the higher quality one where you can have those adjustments and a little remote control, then that's really good. If you've got glasses though, be careful, lift it up and slightly to one side so that you don't get those glare from your glasses, and so that you don't get dark shadows on your eyes. And we're going to be talking about that in a minute. So there we go, some tips about lighting. So let me know what you think about that. Was that helpful? So number 2, we get on with the incline. So we're on the L and now the I of live for my live video success formula. And by the way, I have a freebie for you. If you stay to the end, you'll get the details of that. How to go live with just 4 tips really successfully. It's a mini live video success guide. So wait for the end for that one. So the second thing we can talk about is the incline or the angle. So we are used to seeing people go live on their laptops, and people are getting better at it. They're getting more used to it. And so they do tend to prop up their laptops a bit more. But you need to really have the camera at eye level or just slightly above for it really to make you be able to communicate one-to-one, you know, on the same level as people, and also not to look too old and haggard. It makes a big difference. Now I'm just going to bring my web camera, don't get sick, I'm just going to bring it down. So I have a Logitech C920 webcam, so forgive me for, I'll try and look at you while I'm doing this. So I'm just bringing the webcam down at a level a lot of people have. Now I have to just zoom out so that you can actually see my face a bit better. So if you're not sick there, that is generally quite a typical laptop view. So I'm looking down at my camera, so you can see my double chins. Not a good look. You can see up my nose, in my mouth. I'm actually going to move that up because that's a bit unpleasant for me as well. Yeah, so it can bring shadows and darkness, so it can make you look a bit more severe, intimidating, like you're looking down on your audience, and a lot older. And I'm going to bring you back now just to make you aware. If you get a bit seasick, then look the other way. Na 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 na, bringing you back here. Now, Prasantha, you've just asked me a question, so I'll get to your question in a second. Just give me a second. Yeah, so that angle is not the best for those different reasons. So my webcam is actually attached. It's just clipped on the top of a big old Mac computer that we've got. So it is a bit higher than my eye line. It's just sort of like that. Whatever that angle is, it's just a little bit above. And that just slims me a little bit. It just helps with the dark circles. If I had a big ring light in front of me, and actually a better light is the Elgato Key Light, and they're small, they're LED, but they are very high quality, so they give quite a soft look, and you can adjust those two things as well, and you can just clip them. They're very small, so you can just clip them on the back of your table. So my desk is right against the wall, so my soft boxes have to be at the side of my desk, so I do get these lines here which aren't perfect, but yes, we're working on something, aren't we? So let me get to Prasantha's comment now. So lovely to see you, Prasantha. So Prasantha says that she has a ring light, but she thinks she needs a better one. It seems to be a glaring one. Yeah, that actually can really, it cannot be good in sort of the opposite way of being too dark, can't it? Yeah, so there are some really good ring lights, and actually you can get a little sleeve that you can put round them if there's a good big one, so 18-inch. Pretty sure that's the right size. You can get a little ring sleeve round it, and it just softens the look, so it helps it not to be glaring. But yeah, if you can adjust the temperature as well, and it also depends how many LEDs they've got in there, you know, so for the quality of it. So if you have got a ring light that is a bit too glaring and you're not that happy with it, just try to bring some softer lights in as well. So the lighting should be in front of you. So you could have like a table lamp to one side. Try and prop it up as much as you can so it's not low, because then you'll get the dark shadows from your eyebrows and things. So warm table lights to one side and your ring light in the middle. And I think you'll find that actually helps. I'd really love to know if that does help. So you don't have to spend an absolute fortune on lights, just use stuff that you've got. And if it's warmer that really helps. And if it sort of gives us a softer glow, that really does help. And have it in front of you, that's really important. So thank you so much for that comment, presenter. I'd love to know if any of those tips helped. So angle, have it either straight in front of you or slightly up. And that's the other thing, you can actually, and this works really well for stories and, you know, selfies and stuff like that, if you have it up and to one side. I don't know about you, but a lot of us have got a good side, and she says as she flicks her hair to one side, a good side and a not so good side. So I'm left-handed anyway, so I tend to hold my phone on that side, and this is a fairly good side of my face. So I like when I'm doing a little story or something like that, or just you know, a short live when I'm out and about, is just to have it slightly above me and slightly to one side. That actually works really well. I don't think it's as great for live video. You know, that's not my good side. This is my good side. You don't tend to see people like this really so much. What you can tend to see people is you know, if they've got their text, my text is here. Yeah, it's the opposite. I have to point the opposite way. It's really complicated for my brain. So if they've got the text on half of their screen, they can be on one side. And if you have watched any interviews, you know, people in talk shows and things like that, often they are slightly angled. So yeah, you can be a little bit, but it tends to work better if you're sort of out and about with your phone, you know, that vertical shape. Don't really know why. That's just what I think. So we're getting on to number 3, point the right way, your voice, how to sound interesting. So it's good to get people to use the captions if they haven't got their video sound on. That's really, really helpful. But we do really want people to put the sound on so they can listen to us. And there are some simple ways that you can sound interesting. So my background is in singing teaching. So there are three simple things that you can do with your voice that comes from music. Because when we're speaking, we're actually singing, really, but we're just singing not on a monotone, but on more of we're not using the pitch of our voice nearly as much. It depends where you come from. I'm not going to do other accents. That will get me in big trouble if I try and do other accents. But in different parts of the world, in different parts of our countries, people tend to have more singy speech. And that's what you need to do a little bit more for live video and your Zoom meetings. So especially if you're giving the meeting. So vary your pitch, and it makes you sound like you are more passionate about what you're saying, that you're more interested in your audience, and you really feel for them. You've got a compassion and a passion. I love putting those two words together. So you can vary your pitch. So if something is really exciting, then just allow your voice to go higher. And if you're speaking meaningfully, you can bring it down. And that just brings me to the speed, the tempo of your voice too. Some of us, especially if we're nervous or excited, we can keep going at, you know, what we're saying 50 miles an hour. We're going really, really fast. There's that wonderful chap, Russell Bronson, isn't it? He speaks so fast, and it's actually, I find it quite endearing isn't quite the right word, but quite exciting. But if you led a whole meeting or a whole live video on that high pitch and that high speed, you know, it would turn people off. You have to vary it. So vary your pitch and vary your speed. So actually using pauses, silence, really gets people to listen to you. So you could go right into the microphone. Let me bring you out a little bit so you can see I've got microphone just in front of me here, and I can lean into the mic and really speak closely one-to-one with my audience, and that can really help, and then I can get very excited. So vary it. So the third thing that you can vary is, what was I going to talk about? The volume. Yeah, I've just touched on that really. So yeah, varying the volume. I'm actually varying the tone of my voice as well, as I make it a bit more breathy, a bit more heartfelt, a bit more meaningful rather than strident. If you're wanting, you're showing you're really confident at whatever you're doing, you're selling, you're teaching, then you can have a bit more, slightly more nasal, harsh tone. But anyway, I won't get on with that because we'll be here forever. But yeah, so we've got the height of your voice, so just get excited and then bring it down. The speed, add some pauses. Speed up when you're excited, and make your volume go up and down as well to really make it sound interesting. So I'd love to know what you think so far. So the last tip is to do with your eyes. There's also loads of things that I could talk about with the eyes. And if you stay to the end, you will be able to see where I have a freebie for you, and it's 4 tips to look great on your live videos, look great on Zoom. It's a mini live video success guide, so do stay for that. So eyes, how to look awake. So there's just 2 things that I'm really going to focus on today, and I've just spoken a little bit about them already. So if you notice, I am generally looking at you. I'm trying to engage with you through this strange black circle. It's an odd thing to do, but it's really good to get used to that, and it's really good to get used to not looking at yourself. So if I look at myself, ooh, it's actually really off-putting. I start wanting to do stuff which is going to be really boring and off-putting for my audience. And it's actually not good for our mental health, staring at ourselves for long periods of time. We're not used to doing that. We're used to looking in a mirror. I don't know how often you do it, but a couple of times a day, maybe to touch up or check our teeth or whatever. But we're not used to staring at ourselves while we speak, and it can be so off-putting and not good for us mentally. So don't look at yourself. And if you are tempted to do that and you just can't stop yourself, just get, I've got some massive sticky notes, excuse me for the crackly sound. And just, stick the sticky note over your face, so that it reminds you to look at the camera, or put a little sticker or something right next to the camera to remind yourself to look at that. So look at your audience, because they will feel like you really feel for them. You've got that. I go back to my compassion thing. You feel that compassion for them. They will feel that coming across this internet cable, across the satellites or wherever it's going. They will feel that coming across to them if you look at them. You don't have to stare at it, and never look away. You notice that I often, when I'm thinking about something, I will look up and to one side. It's just a sort of natural thing to do. But remember where your audience are and your compassion for them, and look at them, the camera. So look at the camera. And the other thing about your eyes, if you're passionate about what you're speaking about, it will come across in your eyes. The eyes, they say, are the window to the soul. There's so much that you can tell from somebody's eyes, isn't there? Now, I actually teach business girls to have good makeup and style and things like that for their live video, because I'm also a skin therapist, a beauty therapist. So there's easy things that you can do with your makeup to make your eyes look awake and stand out. And I've done a live video on that, but I can always do more if you're interested on that. But the most important things is that they can see in your eyes that you care about them and you have a passion for what you're teaching. So you care about what you're teaching, and you're caring about the whole teaching episode or whatever you're doing on the live. It really will show through your eyes. So I think those are the two most important things to really make you stand out. Another thing that I'm doing, which you might notice, is that I'm just leaning forward a little bit towards the camera. So this is a bit easier probably if you're standing up, and a lot of people recommend standing up when you're doing your live videos because they have more energy. For me, that's not a possible thing for me to do at the moment. So I need to bring the energy forward. I need to work a bit harder on bringing that energy level up, bringing that compassion and that passion up, so that people can really feel that, like 150% of me coming through the camera, rather than my normal self, which is a little bit like this, and why don't you do this, and I need to try that little bit harder on live video and on meetings for it to come across. Just a little aside, and then we finish. They do say on television, don't they, that that it puts pounds on. Maybe, I don't know, the colours. The colours are different, aren't they, on camera? They can really change. There's things that the camera does, and one of them is that it dampens down the energy. So you do have to work harder. So really work with those eyes to get across to your audience through that strange black circle. Or if it's on a phone, you can hardly see the black circle, can you? It's so tiny. So thank you so much for being with me. So that is a real basic start to my live video success formula. And if I just bring up with my Stream Deck, I've got this, let me just show you, this lovely switcher here, so I can switch between my scenes. So I'm going to bring this scene up here to show you my free live video success guide. So this is a mini live video success guide, and it is very simple. So it shows you 4 simple things that you can do to really level up your live videos. It's quick to read, it's very quick and not expensive at all to implement. So go to bit.ly, a lot of you are familiar with that, look great on Zoom. So that's where it is. So bit.ly, look great on Zoom, and you will be able to get that there. So I'd love to be able to gift that to you for being one of my audience, and I so love helping online business girls to just feel more confident, to enjoy showing up for their ideal clients, and to create friendships. It can be such a wonderful thing going live and feeling and looking great, and just doing it and enjoying it. So thank you for being with me, and I will see you soon.